shit I like to fix, but I still know that I'm blessed.
Research done. Headed to Guadalupe, California. This all linked me to Our Lady of Guadalupe Church, constructed approximately 160 years ago, and parts of the church were salvaged from La Purísima mission. We had the honor to visit that mission as well, twice, but that was before we had our channel. The two towers could be seen for miles. Research unfortunately shows the original building is gone now. All right, let's head on to Guadalupe, California.
In half of a mile, left turn.
There's Halcyon. At some point, we're gonna hopefully go through there. It's a really trippy little town. Another old town. That used to be a cool store, and now it's part of Ron's. Is that the only Ron's now? We closed the other one. And the fields begin. We'll be going up the incline there to Highway 1.
About 1 mile.
Strawberry fields forever. I wish we could figure out how to turn her down. She talks too much.
They'll be putting up the hoop tents here, or the hoop greenhouses pretty soon. And this is like lettuces or something.
Oh, I thought you said there were strawberries.
Back there is quite a big section of it, and this is something different. Up here is something different. As you can see, the color change. They grow lots of lettuce.
That looks harvested, no?
Cabbage and cauliflower.
Huh.
Might be.
I see yellow. I don't know. I feel like I don't know enough about it. But in the distance there, I was going to say, see the dunes peeking up way over there? They go all along here, all the way to where we're going.
And actually, there are some lakes out here that if you take this road right here, this dirt road, goes all along the side out here.
Dirt road.
And this road,
Really?
which is right here,
Oh, that road. Okay.
is called Mountain View Road.
In a quarter of a mile, right turn.
I would have thought that was just part of the farm road. Is that how they would, the Dunites would get out to their
I
spot?
believe so.
Oh, look, there's water in that little.
And yes, we will be checking that out.
Eventually, not today. But yeah, I didn't even know about it. So today we're going to Guadalupe, a couple points of interest in the town. As far as my research shows, the historic buildings are no longer there, but the location and maybe some remnants, I don't know. And then the main feature is the regular Guadalupe Old Cemetery. This is an 1800's town, by the way. And then from there, hopefully the old Guadalupe Cemetery, which is an abandoned one, and then depending on time, out to Point Sal. We have been to Guadalupe, but all the other places, this will be our first time. So we'll take you along. Right now we're driving on the Mesa, making over to Guadalupe. There's the old Phillips 66 plant that they're decommissioning, but it'll be contaminated forever. One of the biggest spills ever in the state happened there. You can Google it. It's nothing they teach you about. It's something they try to hide, but the facts are still available. Oh, and look at this thing that we always trip on. They're doing more crazy stuff there. Have we figured out what it was yet?
No.
We almost rented this house up here at one point. I'm glad we didn't.
This guy's causing a backup.
I'm happy.
Like 45.
That's fine. I love it.
It's not.
It's fine for me because of my stomach. That house right there, right? I'm sorry.
Compound.
Right there on the corner, right? Where is it? Oh, this one. Jeez. Yeah, that corner compound. All right, we're coming down off the mesa where it's just endless fields. A lot of the hoops are up here, the hoop greenhouses Bobby was talking about. Just see some. And then up here, not too far, would be the right turn to go to Osofloco Lake, which we love. And unfortunately, there's been a lot of vandalism, and there was an arson out there and a bunch of nonsense. Which sucks. They set these signs that way. So if you're a good person, you should head over there and check it out. If you're a jerk, just stay home. We enjoy that. Bobby likes to fish out there. I like the walk. We've done the hike to the beach.
Donate fishing poles to the...
Yeah, we have an episode where there was a fishing pole mishap. Put Oso Flaco Lake in the search bar and it'll come up. I don't want to ruin the surprise. And if you saw the trout episode where Bobby caught the monster trout in Mammoth, that was the pole that caught it. And then, dun 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 dun.
I'm fine with it.
I know. And it was given to us by somebody too. It's an interesting story.
I don't like it, but I accept.
All right. Well, we're gonna roll through the fields for a little bit, and when we hit the bridge, we'll be coming into Guadalupe. It says we'll be there in about 5 minutes.
If you get up the closer, you can hit your brakes more often.
You mean the horses' butts?
Yeah, if you call up the horses rear end more often.
You can see all the dunes. That whole backside back there is dunes. Pirates of the Caribbean was filmed out there. The Ten Commandments. Other movies. Jay Leno took some of his crazy hot rods out there. Guadalupe dunes have been featured in quite a bit. And this area was founded in the 1870s out here, so you'll see the town. I always describe it like frozen in time, pretty much. But they have been doing work. They're trying to refurbish the old theater, earthquake retrofit, things like that happening. I don't want to turn it off because I want to get the bridge, and I feel like as soon as I turn it off, I'm going to go over the bridge. I think I see the bridge ahead. Ooh, there'll be water in the bridge too. It's usually just a wash. I can't wait to see, but we've been having storms. So all the things that are just ditches are now actually flowing water. Let's see. This bridge is old too. Let's see if there's water. Oh, what the heck? What are they doing?
Wow.
Your
Good
destination
preparation
is
up, I guess.
Whoa, okay, there's still no water. But wow.
Wow.
Huh.
That's right.
Never seen it like that before. Weird. Huh. And it was dry too. And we're in Santa Barbara County now.
I wanted to say that.
Sorry, honey.
Say everything.
Jeez.
Vietnam.
There's the welcome sign. The little dune display. Okay, so she's gonna direct us. Is it high or low numbers? That's what we need to look at. Oh, okay, so the other one will be first. 1140. I heard it. I don't think they did. 1142. 1142. That's a great mechanic, by the way, over there. You got your Dunes Museum over here.
Well, 1142 must be back that way.
Mm-hmm.
Your destination is ahead on the right.
I saw 1140 something. That's why I was like, we need to. All right, Bobby pulled over for me over here in the mud. We're right by the welcome to the town sign. This first stop would be where the convent for the Catholic Church used to be. As you can see, its house is now 1142 in this area, I guess. At one point had the convent. You can see the old water tower behind. I lost my stick. I guess I dropped it back there. We got to go get it. There's 2 other locations. I'll show you guys here, and then we're heading to the cemetery, and you'll get to see the town as we cruise by. There's a museum. We do want to go to that museum. We haven't been to that one yet. We're gonna try to find the 959 Guadalupe Street location. Originally Main Street. And that's where the original Oddfellows Lodge was from 1874, but in 1913 they rebuilt to a 2-story, and I am not 100% sure if it's the same building there, but we'll see. 959 Main. And then the only other address will be 11th Street, wherever the hell that is. Yeah, we've done a history walk through here.
992.
This is a historic building here. Oh, they all are.
959.
Oh. Oh, okay, yeah. That does look like an Oddfellows. Okay, I never realized. It's the old Oddfellows and Mason Lodge. That was built 1913. Oh, right there it says something about temple, Druid's Temple. Okay, so there's some remnants here. Yeah, okay. Just wait a second. So this restaurant and tavern, it's been very well known. Oh wait, that's the next block up. So this building, which now that I know, you can kind of tell that it was the Mason building, the secondary one. That says 1945, although they said this was built 1913. So let's see if I can at least give you guys a shot of it. Normally I would go across the street and stuff, but we have too many things to see and do. I do want to feature this awesome clock too. I did the research on this last time. This is also a piece of history. It's very cool. And let's see if I can get you any better shot of the building from here without walking across. And that's the rest of Main Street. And we're not going to stop at any others, but there you go. Cool. So that one is still there. The next is the church. We'll probably just drive by that, and I know it's now just a stucco style building, so. Okay, we're gonna backtrack now to go past the original church grounds. The church isn't there anymore, it's a new one, so we're just gonna probably drive by just to more show you where it used to be. And admire the downtown in the meantime. There's the tavern that I was misconstruing, that's Far Western. This is supposed to be really good pizza too, we were told by locals. What's that thing? What is, oh, is that the church? That's beautiful. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Wow, that thing's really trippy. Over the railroad tracks. Oh, look at, there's a house that still has the widow's walk up the top. It's so cool. What a beautiful house.
Massive.
That's gorgeous. We've never been down this street. Beautiful. A lot of 1800s still remaining. 10th Street. Huh. This is where the farm workers live in this town. Pretty much everyone that lives here probably has a connection to the farming. Oh, this must be the Buddhist temple. It's gotta be. Huh, I'll have to I'll backtrack the research on that. Huh.
Look how close to the front doors were.
It's like a hotel room.
Oh, I got a side door. Wow.
Those are like old 50s, oops, I was pointing down. Like duplexes. Now here's the railroad tracks and that behemoth structure passes over there. Oh, is that what the church is now? What was the thing with the big, that's gotta be the new church. Fish fry. Yeah, what's that thing? That's what I want to see. So this is the newer church. This used to be where the historic church was. But we're gonna go check out that other thing. We're gonna drive by that. So you guys heard me discuss in the intro this church. But yeah, the old church used to have towers that you could see from miles away. It kind of sounds like it was more like the Santa Barbara Mission prior. Oh, this is their school. It's kind of neat. checking out this part of the town we've never seen.
Yeah.
Mary Union Elementary. They're building some big stuff back there, some apartments. I wonder if that's the new community they're building where I was looking at the job for the community resource person, but only locals. They're trying to keep all the jobs local. Yeah, so what's this church? Because that tower thing looks old. We'll drive by and then I'll insert later. Yeah, that looks very old. What is this?
Kids run on the beach. Yeah.
I was hoping to see like dates. Police department, it says. That's the police department.
Whoa.
Huh.
Cruising the cop shop.
Cop shop. They got the best building in town.
Trying to figure out what this building is.
We'll stalk the cops.
How do we get in there?
We want a tour. Oh, is this like City Hall and all that maybe? Okay, that would make sense. Look at the roof is all green and growing. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Yeah, City Hall. Okay, nice. I'll find out when it was built, guys. Look at the beautiful murals. Detour time down the rabbit hole. City Hall is approximately 30,000 square feet and was built in the 1920s. Earthquake retrofit has been completed as required. It was originally built for a school, and as you saw in our drive-by, it now houses City Hall, government offices, and the fire station. We wish we would have known that had we climbed that behemoth pedestrian bridge over the tracks, we would have been able to see the best view in town, all the way to the dunes. We'll be back, and we'll be sure to check it out. I'll share it with you. There is so much in this teeny tiny town. City Hall holds free monthly events, even featuring Latin Grammy Award winner Gabby Marino. They provide free refreshments and locals dance their hearts out. Now on to the history. On that most impressive house in town that we passed, the beautiful historic structure that caught our eye, the home was owned by a longtime Guadalupe family, the Masatanis, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, whom own the local market as well. We'll be going way down the rabbit hole here shortly. But first, my research confirmed that was indeed the Buddhist temple that we passed. Okay, back to the Masatani's home, which is one of the oldest homes in town, complete with the widow's walk. Stephen Campodonico, one of the city's first successful businessmen, built the home. He was a San Francisco marble businessman, founding his company in 1868. He left Italy at 17 years old, landing in San Francisco. He later moved to Guadalupe again by boat, this time with his entire family. He landed in Port Hartford, out in Avila Beach, and made his way to Guadalupe via a horse-drawn wagon. Wow, I just realized that means that he went along the shoreline in low tide from Avila to Guadalupe. That is so sketchy. He ran the local mercantile store starting in 1884. He built the 11-room home in 1901. He dressed sharp and always had a fresh carnation in his lapel. He had 9 kids, with 4 of them dying when they were infants, which was common back then, unfortunately, in those harsh times. He passed in March of 1919 at 79, and his wife Elizabeth died in April of 1934 at 82 years old. Both of them rest in peace in the family plot at the local cemetery, and I'm sure we'll see the plot when we visit the cemetery today. Now back to the current owners. The Japanese-American family, the Masatanis. Harry, the living patriarch, has been seen hanging at the family store, and if asked, he may talk about his time in an internment camp or his stories he experienced in Chicago at the nightclub owned by boxing champ Joe Louis. Back in the day, the tailor, the shoemaker, the doctor, the dentist, etc., there in Guadalupe were all Japanese. Some prominent Japanese citizens of Guadalupe include George Aratani, who's the founder of Kenwood Electronics, and also Lettuce King H.Y. Minami. After Pearl Harbor was bombed, President Franklin D. Roosevelt had Japanese Americans deported and put in internment camps. We personally were moved to tears when we visited the internment camp in Manzanar, California. That's on the playlist. I'll never forget the visit or the emotion of how wrong it all was. Harry does not remember any hostile attitudes towards his family in Guadalupe or other Japanese. First, Harry's dad was sent to a camp in North Dakota, and months later, Harry, who was 15 years old at the time, and his mother were sent to a camp in southeast Colorado. They sold items for less than they were worth at their store and left it all behind. Harry remembered being afraid that they may be brought to a deserted area, dug a ditch, line them up, shoot them, and bury them. How terrifying that must have been. He remembered trains with troops passing on his 3-day train journey to the locked-down camp. The family eventually joined together in Colorado. Our visit there illustrates the dismal conditions. Every school day began with the Pledge of Allegiance, with freedom and justice for all. The irony was that Harry was surrounded by barbed wire fences and guard towers. Japanese Americans were being drafted, and some volunteered. The famous 442nd Regiment combat team, all with Japanese ancestry, became one of the most decorated units in history. The Jews were freed as the Japanese remained prisoners. Harry left after he graduated and headed east. Shortly after, he received his draft notice for the Army. Harry pointed out, quote, "If you're American, you have to fight for America, even though it's against your father's country. You have to do your duty," end quote. Harry trained at Fort Knox for months, waiting to head to war. The war ended later that year after the nukes were dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Thank God no one else has ever dropped nukes on citizens like that. The war ended and Harry completed his military service in Hawaii. Harry said, quote, "Freedom is precious. You don't realize it until it's taken away," end quote. Harry met his wife, Kim, at UCLA, where he used his GI Bill to study business. They briefly opened a shop in LA fixing watches. Wow, that was a flashback to my local watch repairman, who was an elderly Japanese man. His name was Shita Shig. And best I can tell, he's still alive and approximately 98 years old. He was so friendly, skilled, and full of stories. Harry and Kim returned to the family market that his father had reestablished after release from the internment camps. The market has been a staple for more than a century. His sons and wife now run it, but Harry snoops around the store sometimes. They're known to open tabs for the field workers until they get their paychecks. Harry shares his story at local schools. He has taken students on trips to Japan, and even the mayor says they are a generous family that believes in Guadalupe. Harry's wife of 70 years died in 2022 at 93 years old. As of March 2024, it looks like Harry is still alive and kicking. Okay, back to our visit to Guadalupe. We would stop, but like I said, the main thing, look at their unit is just like old fifth wheel instead of those state-of-the-art, like, high-tech van things with, like, a sonar. And all right, so from here we head to the cemetery, which is at the corner of Highway 1 and 166 Guadalupe Street. So I guess at the end of the street.
And down there?
Guadalupe, Maine, maybe that connects, I don't know. We're on the wrong side of the tracks.
We are.
That thing's neat. And when we come back here another day, I want to walk up that. And I want to admire the murals. They got everything. The fire department, the city hall, the cop shop. Very cool. Ballot drop box.
It's like a Monday through Friday, police department, fire department.
There's their one official car for the town, that little tiny car.
I've got a big job to do.
And there's the water tower. Adam would love it. Look at the random cactus. All right, so next we're going to the star of the show, which will be a separate episode. There's the other backside of this beautiful old building with the Widow's Walk up top. Frickin' gorgeous. Could that possibly be one house still?
I don't know. How could it be?
Oh, look at the backside of this when the facade and then versus like just the tin shanty look from the back. This is that building that I think it used to be the old Grange Hall or something.
The doors. those are all boarded up.
So cool and old.
Barricaded.
Just so expensive to upkeep these buildings. That's why no one comes in and says, "Oh, we'll put a shopping center."
Pretending to be empty.
There's a museum again. All right, so we're headed to 166 corner of this.
Oh, what's that?
A car.
Yeah.
He's got a
Mustang.
I thought he had a push bar on the front for a second. And it is a beautiful day in March, by the way, 2024. We have stopped over here at this. They have a Veterans Memorial that is featured in our other episode. They were relocating, remember, from there to there last time or something. Wasn't that it? There's a lot of good restaurants here. Falafel King is good. There's the old theater that they're going to be redoing. Historic theater. Yep, so people still live here and they still function in these little old buildings and they make it work. We've thought about living here. It's just a little too far from Bobby's job. And we want acreage with trees and
It's all sand.
yeah, it's all sand. We want to be able to have a big garden and stuff. Which you can, but we're headed to the mountains. I can't believe we've never, because we're into cemeteries, you guys know that. Whoa, look at the treads for the, that's all tread for,
Tractors.
mm-hmm.
Tractors.
Mm-hmm. Corvette's up getting some work. Look at some of these old buildings here. It's like, oh, it's closed up. Hardware store. All the train stuff. They do have a train depot that stops here. I think that's it. Where you get on the train yet. It's the station.
Huh?
I took the train from our town to Santa Barbara, and that was one of our stops. Look at that old car. Love it.
It's got
Slow down.
hydraulics.
And Harlequin flames. Look like.
Took an old car like that and put hydraulics on
You got what you gotta do.
it. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Was he making it jump?
No, it's so, you can just tell the way it just bounces down the road.
Oh, without even pushing buttons. Oh, there it is. So there's supposed to be angels that stand guard when we first come in. Oh, I see them. There's all kinds of angels. All right. Hopefully we can find some of the graves that we heard about, but... Oh, they have the same memorial here in the middle. That's the same exact one for the veterans.
If I can't keep my head held high enough, I'll just speak love and watch the smiles come.
Thanks for watching.
Bring my spirits up.
Don't forget to stop and smell the flowers.
There's some shit I